This week on Hobie Outdoor Adventures.
Woo-hoo-hoo! What? Oh my gosh, that's awesome!
We'll take you to Baja, California, Mexico, for an exciting kayak fishing trip to the waters in and around Magdalena Bay. We'll show you everything this fishery has to offer. Inshore, offshore, mangroves,
Yes!
big fish,
Look at that beautiful fish.
tiny fish, you name it. We do it
Take these all day long.
It's the Hobie Mag Bay Adventures series, and it starts right now.
Oh, it's a nice one, dude.
Ah, yeah!
I told you that was a good fish.
Welcome to Hobie Outdoor Adventures. We've waited 2 years for this fishing trip. Finally, Morgan gets a chance to head down to one of his bucket list fisheries, Magdalena Bay in Baja, California, Mexico, along with a group of friends to do some kayak fishing for about 4 days.
I'm super excited. I know that Magdalena Bay is known for marlin fishing. There's mangroves, so who knows what we'll be catching there. And so finally getting the chance to come down here and visit with Toby and Mag Bay Lodge has been a long time coming.
Coming down here to Mag Bay, this has been a dream of mine my whole life. I've been a West Coast guy for 35 years. I've been in the tackle industry. I have plenty of friends that, being from the West Coast that run boats here to Mag Bay. They fish marlin, they fish all the pelagic species out here, but I've never had the opportunity. Hobie has given me that opportunity to come down and be a guest with them. I feel pretty fortunate to get this opportunity.
So our plan for arriving this morning is to get all of our gear rigged. Mark Mills is down from Daiwa. He brought a bunch of Daiwa rods, reels, leader, lures, so we are dialed in on this one.
Merry Christmas. I'll try that one.
Why not?
Look at that.
And I'm kind of in charge of making sure that we rig up all the Hobies correctly to make sure that they are ready to go fishing.
Give me a bite, Millsy. Give me a bite. Oh, wow, that's a squirrely one.
After making sure everything is ready to go for an unforgettable fishing experience, Morgan and his friends are heading out for a quick warm-up in the afternoon before a big day tomorrow.
It's gonna be a fun adventure. 4 days of doing this? Yes, can't wait. Oh, Doug caught something.
Doug's already on the game.
Doug's got a sand bass.
For me, not being on a kayak in 7 years, I was a little concerned, of getting on, but it was really easy. The kayaks are extremely stable, but it was great because it wasn't real rough, but there was some rockiness. We got the fish finders all locked in, and we just started going out metering fish, finding spots. It's straight exploratory for us on our kayak. You got one?
First fish in Mag Bay, baby. What's it gonna be? Whoa, he's coughing up a shrimp. Magdalena Bay rock shrimp that the sand bass was eating. Off he goes. Oh, you slimy cuda. Nice. It felt really good to get out for that few hours just to get a feel after traveling down here and get in the kayak, kind of get used to it, make sure my gear was in order. And it was fun. I dropped down, caught a couple of sand bass, caught some barracuda. It was the perfect warm-up before heading to the mangroves tomorrow.
I fish all over. I'm lucky enough to get that. Spend a lot of time in Florida and fish the mangroves there and the Everglades area. But to go to Mexico and fish in mangroves, it was gonna be exciting and it was gonna be a trip. So it was gonna be a tough night to sleep. I think the whole group was really excited and we were going for it. So we're gonna see what happens the next day.
Up next, we're heading out to the famous mangroves of Magdalena Bay, one of the most pristine and ecologically important mangroves in the world. Stay tuned. Hobie Outdoor Adventures is brought to you by Daiwa, advancing the sport of fishing. Power Pole Micro Anchor, swift, silent, secure, and small. AFTCO, American Fishing Tackle Company. And by St. Croix Rod, best rod on earth. Welcome back to Hobie Outdoor Adventures. We're kayak fishing in Magdalena Bay on the Pacific coast of Mexico's Baja, California peninsula. Today, Morgan and his buddies are going to explore the mangroves. There are close to 100 miles of mangrove-lined channels and shoreline that encircle the area. These are the largest mangrove systems in the Baja, California peninsula.
We woke up the next morning, assembled all of our gear. I took a lot of time making sure that all of the Hobie kayaks were dialed in. Rob and Doug would be fishing out of the Hobie Mirage Pro Angler 14s, and Mark and myself are going to be fishing out of the Passport 12s. Really stable, really comfortable, and really easy to mothership. We're going to be using pungas, which are a style of boat that's very common in the Baja. We'll have captains running us out to the different fishing grounds and dropping us off for the full day of kayak fishing.
We got in the pongas, started driving, we're heading to the mangroves, and literally everywhere you look, I want to fish there, I want to fish there, I want to fish there. But the team knew where to take us, you know. I don't live down here, so we got in, we loaded the kayaks in, which was nice because after the first day of some rockiness being on the, outside, inshore, to get into the mangroves where it's no wind and quiet and secluded, it made that really easy, a very easy transition.
This area in Magdalena Bay where they have the mangroves is very, very special and unique to this area. It's amazing to look at it from above and just see the amount of water, the amount of life, from coyotes to different kinds of birds to thousands and thousands of bait fish getting flushed in and out. It's so rich with fish, and it was an absolute pleasure and an amazing opportunity to get out there on a Hobie kayak and try it out and catch some fish.
Like, how do you not want to fish that?
I started off fishing really close up to the mangroves because the tide was high and I figured those fish would be pushing up into those root systems and kind of using that for cover to ambush the prey. And it was incredible. There was just so much bait in the bay. Thousands and thousands of sardines, just like rain on the water everywhere you looked. So that, kind of proved a little challenging because there was so much bait in the water. I tried and wasn't having much luck. So Danny, our captain, said, Morgan, use your Lowrance fish finder, find that drop off where it kind of drops off into the channel and work that area. You can either troll it or you can try dropping some jigs down, and man, I just got slammed. And I was not prepared. I had a pretty loose drag. There's no way I could stop this fish. It was a big, powerful fish. I have no idea what it was.
Broke me off.
I was bummed, I lost a big fish. Danny gave me some good pointers.
The best thing to do here when you're real close to the mangroves fishing, like high tide right now, you gotta fish real close with your drags real tight and pull that fish away from mangroves. And once you're out there, you can release your drag a little bit so you don't break them.
I managed to catch one of my bucket list fish for this trip, which was a golden trevally, and it was a good one, about 20 pounds. Barely keep out of the mangroves. And this was on 30-pound braid. It was a struggle. And it took me quite a while. I finally got the boat, and it was this big 20-pound golden trevally. Beautiful, beautiful fish. A tremendous fighter. It was one of my favorite. That was quite a thrill.
I was sitting there casting, jigging around, and I look at my Lowrance, and there's fish right underneath me. So I drop a half-ounce Warbaits underspin down, paired with a little white tail. My Daiwa rod and reel are singing, bending over double, but you know what? I am not letting this fish get into the structure. So I put the wood to it, pretty much lock drag, and start heading for open water. And no matter what, that fish was still gonna take line, but I was gonna break its will, turn its head, and get it out of that mangrove structure.
Keeping it in reverse with the Mirage drive. Just really want to get it in the boat this time. Come on. It's one of those golden trevally on the Daiwa Ballistic 4000 spinning reel. Wow. Got him. Yes. Look at that thing. That thing fought like a steam train. Golden trevally. Really wanted to catch one of these things. He hit that Warbaits underspin, the white tail on the back, and he's ready to go back in the water. Wow, those stripes on him are really beautiful. Off he goes. Yes, that's awesome. First big fish on the Hobie Passport here in Mag Bay, right in the mangroves. Pretty much the same spot I hooked that other big one. Woo, that was so much fun. See if we can catch some more.
Coming up, Hobie Mag Bay Adventures series continues in the rich and full of life mangroves of Magdalena Bay. Hobie Outdoor Adventures will be right back. Welcome back to Hobie Outdoor Adventures. Well, we're kayak fishing in Mag Bay, Baja, California, Sur, Mexico. Magdalena Bay, or Mag Bay, is the largest wetland in Baja, California, and provides habitat for some of the most pristine and biologically important mangroves in the world.
What I love about Mag Bay is just the peacefulness of it, how it's really like you're off on your own, and you're not in the hustle and bustle of any form of city. There's no rush for anything other than maybe to get out and catch some fish. But other than that, it's peaceful. You know, there's birds just everywhere, so you're constantly hearing birds. You pass through different smells based on what the ocean's doing, what the birds are doing. There's a lot of stuff that just is, you know, appeals to the senses here for someone that's really looking for a peaceful and exciting adventure.
Knowing that you're inshore and you're fishing in the mangroves, tidal is everything, and it's all on the tides. We're down here, we had a lunar eclipse going on, full moon. There was going to be some gnarly tides, and sure enough, we got to this one little area where we had kind of a cool eddy coming out, and the current was doing some weird stuff, and I put on a small jerkbait, one of our evergreen jerkbaits, and kind of started just kind of lightly kicking with the Hobie Mirage drive, kicking it, kind of jerking the jerkbait, and sure enough, wham, Corvina. And I don't mean a little one, it was a good one. And we were on.
Oh my gosh! Are you towing into the mangroves?
Yeah, I'm trying to get in reverse.
Yes, nice. All right, it's awesome. They hit amazing. Corvina. Got it on a evergreen bait, kind of a clown color, and just an amazing fight, amazing fish. They know right where to go into the mangroves, but we got him out. Thing's beautiful.
He was slow trolling a jerkbait, just kind of twitching it along, and he figured out the pattern, and then the rest of us all joined, and we started catching the heck out of him. The Corvina fishing was off the hook.
Or Corvina. Got him. That's why you got to carry a net on a kayak. That's what I got him on. Little shallow diving crankbait. That's a Yozuri right there. Let's take a look at this fish. These are big, fat Corvina. Wow. Look at that. Awesome. What a beautiful fish. Oh my gosh. Big teeth on him. Okay, so if you guys have ever wondered how we get those cool underwater shots of releasing the fish, usually we have someone like my coworker Jeffrey here, with the GoPro. We get the fish in the water, get him revived a little bit, get him in the light. Oh, he's ready to go. All right, off you go, big boy. That was awesome.
Not too bad. All right, we're gonna let him go. I think we're at like 6 or 7 of these things in a row now. And they are biting. Every time you go by, it's instant.
Feels like another nice Corvina. Come on. Get in there. Yeah. Woohoo! Not as big as the first one, but still a beautiful Corvina. Yoo-hoo! Gosh, every single one of them are very, very healthy, tubby fish. They're almost like a speckled trout on the East Coast, but I guess this is the West Coast version. So, orange throat Corvina. Let's get this guy revived and on his way. How you doing? There he goes.
And the whole team, kind of within like a 100-yard stretch, all started fishing in this zone, and it was just wide open Corvina. They were ranging anywhere, I guess, from, I would say, 3 to like 8, 10 pounds. And man, those things pull. They're very good eating. I think we only kept one. We let a lot go, you know, on that side, but it was a great start to the trip.
We'll be right back with more kayak fishing in the magnificent mangroves of Magdalena Bay after these messages. Hobie Outdoor Adventures has been brought to you by Lowrance. Find, navigate, dominate. Hobie Eyewear. See life easy. And by Railblaza. Hold everything with Railblaza. Welcome back to Hobie Outdoor Adventures. Well, we're having fun kayak fishing in one of the most biologically important mangroves in the world.
What it is when you're out there, you're kind of by yourself. You know, there's no guides around, there's not anybody around, you can kind of do your own thing. And then you kind of really start to adapt into the environment, you know, you can get into the birds, there's tons of birds, there's life. We saw dolphin, you know, in the mangroves. You know, in the evening, as the sun was going down, you could hear the coyotes. And I don't mean one coyote, there was 20, 30 of them at a time, packs of coyotes, which just that sound, you know, all around the mangroves, you wonder where they're at. Was awesome, you know. You're looking up on the bank and there's coyotes running down the dunes and stuff. So you're really in tune with nature, what's going on. You know, right up next to the mangroves, there's tons of birds. It's just, over and above, if you're not a fisherman, it takes you into a whole different element of enjoying nature.
The mangrove channels, which were beautiful and pristine. Quite often, on a trip like this, I just stop in the middle of what I'm doing because I am so awed at the natural beauty and the productive life underneath the water and the, you know, it's the air and the sun. It's so magnificent. And it was one of those days. And great deal of fun getting used to my kayak, which was a bigger kayak than I've ever fished out of the Pro Angler 14-foot. Very stable, a lot of fun. I did some fishing standing up that day.
After that wide open Corvina bite, the fishing slowed down a little bit because the tide stopped moving. There wasn't as much bait getting flushed in and out. And so we tried some different tactics, looked around. We could mark a lot of fish on the Lowrances, but they just wouldn't bite. And so I found this area that kind of led into a little bit of a feeder creek that still had some bait flushing out of it. And I set up there, cast in with a bucktail and just got hammered.
Ah, this thing's creaming me. All right, we got something big on here. Trying to keep it out here in the middle. Kind of fighting like that Palomero did earlier, or golden trevally. Just dogging me, not giving up. Oh yeah, it's one of them. Dang, these things fight hard. Woo! Got him. Look at that. Whoa. Awesome fish. My goodness. They fight so hard. It's incredible. Bucktail coming through for me. Okay, buddy, hold on. Let me get this out of you and back in the water. Okay. Another beautiful Palomero or golden trevally as they call them. Gonna get this guy back in the water and on his way after that amazing fight. I can't believe that this is just day one of our Mag Bay adventure. We came back here in the mangroves and it's been unbelievable fishing. There are really big fish here. Look at this calm water, it's perfect for kayak fishing. Their operation is super smooth. They bring the kayaks out, lunch, drinks, water, everything you need. They just dump you in and you fish your brains out all day. And guess what? We got 3 more days ahead of us and we're gonna explore some different fisheries that are around Mag Bay here. So stay tuned to Hobie Outdoor Adventures. This is gonna be a really, really fun trip.
Special thanks to Mag Bay Lodge for epic fishing and generous accommodations. Go to magbaylodge.com and book a once-in-a-lifetime fishing trip, or call them to customize the trip of your lifetime. And Daiwa for providing all the fishing gear used in the show. Tune in next week for part 2 of Hobie Mag Bay Adventure Series, the Marlin Mayhem. Our group of anglers find themselves in the middle of an incredible striped marlin bite, and the adrenaline-pumping action is something you won't want to miss.
Unreal.
Hey, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week on Hobie Outdoor Adventures.